Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelik, do you?
No. Miguel entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
You all arrived here from Cislodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Danins and Renins have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Legil?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Danin lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Eldaman and Sia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened.
But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream.
All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before. But looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elderman and Sea Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzalek even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense, enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Danans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shion?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
No choice! Here I come! It's over! Swordman Alpha! Talon Eternal Devastation!
Searing Flame! This'll come in handy! If they rush you, you gotta just recover a hit!
You're
Out of ammo! Ready to go! My astral
Luna
energy
Rondo!
is in the wind! Go it! Annihilation! Photon blast!
My fists are crushing it out there!
What's this thing?
Out of our way!
Take it!
Blow away!
It's on!
Freeze Land Lightning Orb!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Go! You're mine!
Talon Hurricane!
Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara!
This could be useful.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Enter the shadows!
Freaking does it!
You're mine! Eternal Devastation! You picked the wrong fight!
Wait! Let
You're
the
finished!
marksman handle this. Dance to the
No
wind.
further! You're mine! You're finished! Eternal devastation!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Burning? Just as well, I'm here to stop.
My fists are crushing it out there!
Right, here goes! Sword Rain Alpha!
Where are you going?
Okay,
Smash you! Not on my watch. Into the shadows.
Denied!
Here I come! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
My fists are crushing it out there!
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond, and it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one. Not my lucky day, I guess. Nothing's biting. Reel it in. You've got to know when to quit. Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Looks like I lost it. There we go. We can get a good meal out of this fella.
That fish put up a fight. Good catch.
All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
All right. Anybody could reel in that.
You sure know what you're doing.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my...
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Hey. That looks pretty good.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, you guys have everything?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Eat dirt!
You're done!
Lunarongo!
My
Eternal devastation!
What did they just do?
Sia, can you take care of them?
Like Sooner said than done.
Sword Ray Alpha! Eternal devastation!
Eat this!
Prepare to be sealed! Take this! Eternal devastation! Crush!
Now I'm
Dragon Ball!
primed and ready.
Take this!
Where are you going? Eat that now!
Eternal devastation!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Dance in the wind! Radiant Pierce! Electric, come through!
Talon, do it! Dragon Swarm!
Air thrust!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place. All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
Leave the agile one to me.
In here! Searing flame!
Take this!
Sword Lane Alpha! You're finished!
Elusive Sea can't get out of this!
There you go! Don't let up!
Take this!
It's over!
Mega Ray! Chinese Supernova!
Elusive Sea takes this!
Eternal Devastation! Sword Lane Alpha!
I'll face you!
My
It's over!
Air throw!
Take this! Eternal Devastation!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Take dance
Take
in the wind!
this!
Sleep now!
I'm not
No
done!
further!
Get on in there with the others!
Here I come!
Lightning orb! Oh, where that came from!
Eternal Devastation!
Here's evil! Sleep now! Freeze Lancer! Get on in there with the others!
I'll face you!
Eternal Devastation!
Take this!
Now! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. Treasure. What a sweet-sounding ring it has.
You really think so?
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Got a really bad feeling about this.
Now you see what I can do!
I'm on it! Take this!
Here's
It's over! You picked the wrong fight!
It's a duel of the arts.
Dragon!
What?
Here goes.
Got fire! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
Here I come!
Do it.
The enemy will...
In an instant! Impact Claw!
I'll heal you all in the wind! Sweet
No
now!
escape!
Healing hurricane! Here goes!
Too fast!
Stand
never
back.
miss.
I'll trip it up.
Here I come!
Take this!
Not a chance!
Here!
In a bind?
I'm not done! Dragon Swarm!
Here! I'll heal!
In an instant! Impact Claw!
Here, let me help! In the wind!
Here I come! Crush right! This time! Dragon Swarm! Jolly! In an instant! Impact Claw! I can feel my power growing!
Looks like trouble with a capital T.
Together we got this!
I can carve through armor.
I'm on it! Eternal Devastation! Sword Rain Alpha! Talon Hurricane!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
I'm on it!
Do it!
Eternal Devastation!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! Radiant here!
Take this!
This one's mine!
You're finished! Crush!
Sleep now!
Eternal Devastation!
Take this! Walk! Blow them away!
Radiant here! More with that! Here's the healing art!
Eternal Devastation!
Raging Cascade!
It's on!
Sleep
First
now!
strike!
Far enough!
You're done!
Come in handy!
You're mine!
Now! Radiant
I'm on it.
Law! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trips.
They got me flanked!
Here I come! Ignite!
One more!
Now you see what I can do!
No escape!
Sleep now.
Rondo!
This is what we need. Dance in the wind!
Watch it!
Air through the healing one more time!
You're mine!
The sky is mine! Leave the enemy's art to me!
No complaints here!
I'm only gonna do
Here I come! Eternal Devastation!
Thunder field!
Crush!
Watch it!
It's over! Crush!
One at a time! Storm! Healing
Take
thunder
this!
field!
You're finished! We turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back. You're mine! Crush! Do it! Eternal Devastation!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
So you continue on in that
No!
vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say? I think I'm getting stronger.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Dragon Swarm!
Denied!
Take this!
It's over!
Dance in the wind, Lancer! Here
Take
goes!
this! Dragon Swarm! Burn it hell! Here I come! Dragon
Here I go!
Swarm!
This one's
You're
mine!
finished! Eternal Devastation!
Where are you going?
Do it! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
So you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Save you!
Eat this!
Hey, one at a time!
Dragon Swarm!
Do it! Sealed!
I'm on it! That's enough!
More for the stockpile!
Take this! First strike!
In here!
You're done! We did it! My turn! It's on!
Breathe,
It's
Lancer!
over! Come and face me! I'm not done!
Well, looky here!
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Here to the wind!
Burn in hell! First strike!
Sleep now!
Take this!
More for the stockpile! You got company!
Here I come!
Healing strike! We're trying to keep up with the war!
You
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Prepare to be sealed, oh queen.
Actually, half-bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing. Don't mind if I do.
It's over!
Where are you going? Supernova! Dance in the wind!
It's over!
In here! More healing!
I lost
There you go!
myself in the heat of the moment.
Long! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one!
Now!
Already on.
Strike! Dragon form!
Now I'm real mad.
An astral art?
That's my cue!
It's Tom! Shut him down! Not today!
I'm on a roll now.
Take this!
Healing circle!
It's over!
Here's some! Go stop!
Now I can let go!
Did you just heal me?
Now!
I need you, remember?
I'm on!
Right.
For the top pile! Here goes! Alright!
No
It's
further.
showtime!
Take it! It's
Do
over!
it! Healing long! Get toasty!
Burn strike.
Mega ray!
I'm
Dance
your mind!
the wind! Do it!
I'm even stronger than before.
And thus our strength yet grows.
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy. I've got a really bad feeling about this.
I'm not done! It's time!
More for
You're
the
mine!
stockpile.
Eternal
Magic
devastation!
advance!
Sword Rain Alpha! Not today!
Reach out. Here's a hit.
I owe you one!
Where are you going?
I'm not done! You're mine! You're finished!
I can carve through
Only get lightning! Do it! Huh. I'm out of ammo! Back into the fray!
Prepare to be sealed! Eternal devastation!
Reload!
I'm on it!
You're done!
We did my turn!
One more time!
Eternal devastation!
In here! We're getting started!
Do it! I'm not done!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your every day.
What's this thing?
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! It's over! It's time! I'm not
Leave the charges to me!
Sword Rain Alpha! Not today! First strike! Take this!
Get on in there with the
First strike!
healing circle!
Dragon
Where in the
form!
sky is
I
mine!
really owe you one.
Arc field!
Here I come!
Steering it in the wind! Reload! Not on my watch!
Do it! Eternal Grimoire!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Now! Luna Longo! You're finished!
Now I'm in the groove.
Raging cascade! Sleep now!
Now! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So,
It's on!
Raging cascade!
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Ignite!
Dance in the wind! Here!
Take this!
Flame of
Eternal
fury!
devastation!
Denied!
You're finished!
Here's evil!
Eternal devastation!
Alright, it's showtime!
You're finished!
Into the shadows! Raging cascade!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Here
Here I come!
I'll be saving
it!
Sleep now.
Take this! Good escape! Now I can let
We're in the home stretch,
I'm
guys.
sorry to be what she said. Eyes on the prize.
That focus goes double for you, Law.
Me?
You
How
picked
come
the
I
wrong
didn't think of
fight.
that?
Here I come!
Shining super
You're
Nova
finished!
Ray.
It's
Let's
all
do
yours!
it.
Here we go!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
Right, here goes! You're mine! Sword Lane Alpha!
I'm surrounded!
Get out in your dreams.
I'll end you!
Here I come!
Go away!
Eternal
I
devastation!
can carve through armor!
I'm not done!
Into the shadows. Lightning
I'm
horn.
on it! Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Take this!
Yes, my lady?
I'm on it!
Something you wanted to say?
Take this! It's over!
In a bind?
You're mine! Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Magic is out.
Not a chance! This one's all mine! I'm not! You picked the wrong fight! You're mine! I'm on Lunar Rongo!
Talon Hurricane. Do it.
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Magic is out.
Take this! Eternal devastation!
I'm just getting started!
Now. With this, I can become even stronger.
Gotta break through!
Here goes.
You're mine!
Raging Cascade. In here.
No escape!
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
This'll come in handy. This one's mine.
Here I come! It's over!
Don't mind if I do. Here, let me help. I can't heal you forever.
Eternal devastation!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
There, this is it.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah! And cover it to me!
Now.
Whoa! Hey! Blow them away!
Now!
Here, let me help.
Now
I'll smash you!
Do it.
no escape!
Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Fighting in this state isn't advisable.
Right, here goes! Come one, come all!
Here's the evil.
Take this!
Shining super blaster.
Eat this!
Here I go.
You're mine!
I'm only getting
Sword Lane
started.
Alpha!
Light that raging
Eat this! Talon Storm! You're mine! Eternal devastation! Crush! Crush!
Raging cascade.
You're finished!
I can handle it.
You're mine!
To the wind.
You're finished!
Air far enough. Cover the earth.
Fantastic! Great! Amazing!
Shut up, Law. I'm trying to focus.
I was only trying to be nice.
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic with it.
Still, it's a part of you.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that
Here
vein.
goes.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say? I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for a bit?
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Brace yourself. This one's tough. I owe you one. First strike. It's over.
Not in your dreams.
Talon Hurricane. Crush.
Now you see what I can do!
Strike. Talon Hurricane. Eternal devastation. Crush.
Now!
It's still.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein. Something you wanted to say?
Lunar Rondo.
Magic is there!
Now we're not.
All good.
Maybe this one! Magic is there!
Here, strike. You picked the wrong fight.
Do it!
Swordland Alpha.
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing you want, that
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
I'll heal you all!
You're mine.
Let the marksman handle this!
Eternal devastation.
I can only rely on myself.
Together, that wasn't even a problem. Guess I misread the landing.
No backing down!
I never miss!
You're finished. Eternal devastation.
Here's what on my watch!
Eternal devastation.
No further!
Alright, ready and ready! Air thrust! Will this one answer?
Take this. I'll take this. All mine. You're finished. Eat this. Hurricane.
Now you see what I can do!
Take this. It's over.
These fists have got your name on them! I'm on it!
Now see that you don't get in trouble again.
I'll finish you here and now!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Eternal Devastation. My turn. Take this.
This
It's on. First strike. I'm not done. Burn in hell.
Do it!
You're mine.
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! I can feel my precision improving.
Nothing gets by me! This one's mine!
It's over.
Here comes!
First strike.
Laser spear!
Enemy armor is all mine! Take this!
Talon
Here!
Hurricane.
Freeze laser!
Still.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Here I come. Talon Hurricane.
Watch
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
My turn. Take this. Lunar Rondo.
Ready!
Talon Hurricane.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me. Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahagsar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? You picked the wrong fight!
Guys,
Come! Eternal devastation!
now's our chance.
I'm not done! Eternal devastation! You'll finish! Eat this! Try harder! My turn! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Air thrust. Ready to go. I'm out.
Here, let me help.
Anything in order.
Crash you. Magna run on in there with the others. Here's a healing arm.
In a bind?
First aid.
You're mine! Not
Show
today!
me your strength.
Now! All is freely!
Take it down. Raging cascade.
Eternal devastation!
In here.
Take this.
I'll be saving this one.
Enjoy.
Healing circle. More without storm. Hit.
There you go. I feel like me again.
Raging cascade. Here's a healing arm. I'm ready.
Did you just hear me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
Sealed.
Die.
Let's get you all tucked away.
I'm on it.
Art expert coming through.
Roll now.
Confiscated. First aid.
Right! Here I
Here
come!
goes. All right.
Stay away from my friend! Eternal
Nothing gets by me. My astral energy.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you
fine.
were...
Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey. Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Bayfong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renins. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun. Huh.
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
What, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
Huh, at least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifan? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shion has got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
I get the feeling Deadeye's signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. no matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renin Lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renins are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renin culture is like.
Even though the Renins destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
What's wrong? All right.
What the?
Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little...
Oh, yeah? How's this? Great!
Yes. Hey. Ah?
Good.
Really? What? Yes!
All right, right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there.
Huh? Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure. As long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
Have you guys... checked your equipment lately?